Hey, what's going on, guys? It is the SMT. Thank you for tuning in to watch this edition of the channel. I want to welcome all the new subscribers, welcome all the new members to the Patreon, and of course, you know, if you've been around for a while, welcome back. Glad you guys could stop by to watch the video. If you could, please make sure that you do rate this video before leaving today. And if you haven't subscribed yet and you've been lurking, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload from the SMT. And of course, there are links in the description box if you want to get in touch with some of the different parts of the community. The SMT Nation's on Discord. We also have a Patreon page. And if you want to make a donation to support SMT Productions, we've got a PayPal share link below in the description box as well. Got my Twitter handle and also have a $20 referral code if you want to save some money on the Visible Wireless service. Anyways, to the topic of today's video. Now, I've been talking 5G for a while. I know a lot of people try to poo-poo it and say it's not ready for prime time, and it's just not at the point where we should care that much, but I think it is, and especially when T-Mobile makes a big thing about it, about their devices that are up and coming, right? So right now it's a situation where T-Mobile's got a couple of devices that are going to be, for the most part, fully compatible in multiple facets of 5G. We've got the OnePlus 7T Pro 5G McLaren edition coming to T-Mobile. We don't know pricing just yet, but it's probably going to be expensive. And the Note 10 Plus 5G is also going to be showing up at T-Mobile very shortly. We're expecting both here in Q4 2019, so that could just be a week or two away. Could be in December. We don't know. At the time of this recording, we know it's pretty close. Anyways, those devices are going to be expensive, but the nice thing about the Note 10 Plus 5G is it will be dual band ready. It's going to be mid-band and it's going to be low-band, so it'll work on T-Mobile's 600 megahertz. It will also work on Sprint's 2.5 gigahertz assets. So good news there. Anyways, I want to kind of compare what we expect to see from the different types of 5G technology. So up on the display here on the screenshot, you'll see two different speed tests taken on two different devices. One of them on the right is taken on a millimeter wave device. That's probably a Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus 5G. And then on the left, what you have there is, that is LTE. That is regular T-Mobile LTE. So you're probably saying to yourself, why am I showing you this particular speed test screenshot? And what this shows us is, you know, on the left, that's what T-Mobile can do on a pretty regular basis. Their LTE speeds are very good. In a lot of places, it's excellent. 83 megs on the download and 53 megs on the upload. And to a lot of people, that is fantastic. You're not going to have problems in connectivity. There's going to be no issues. You probably would never experience any major slowdowns. There's nothing you couldn't really do with 83 megs per second. Now, we know that that's not always the case. We don't always get 83 megs per second. Networks can bog down. Capacity can become an issue in certain markets. And then, of course, for video, carriers usually throttle you down, so you might get 720p, you might get 1080p, you might get 480p. So getting, you know, 2 to 4 megabits per second is more realistic for video in terms of, you know, how the carriers manage the network. Anyways, if you look at the speed test on the right that's running millimeter wave, you could see that even with a small concentration of, you know, a small piece of 10 millimeter wave concentrated megahertz of spectrum, you know, speeds can be really, really fast. Now imagine throwing, you know, double or triple that amount of spectrum. I mean, you would see speeds over a full gig per second. So T-Mobile's millimeter wave can be fast. It's just not going to reach. So what T-Mobile's going to do is they're going to be using 600 megahertz as their main 5G spectrum to kind of start out and build out. Now, of course, they're going to add 2.5 gigahertz after, you know, post-merger with Sprint, and that will be a higher capacity spectrum, but it won't reach like the 600 megahertz. So what I wanted to kind of focus on is what type of speeds are we going to get from 600 megahertz 5G from T-Mobile? Well, we can expect something between these two. More specifically, based on maximum concentration of spectrum in the 600 megahertz range, you can expect to see anywhere between 150 to 180 megabits per second on the download, which doesn't seem like a lot when you compare it to millimeter wave. But I'm telling you guys, it is a step in the right direction. Getting 5G nationwide to reach, you know, according to T-Mobile, 200 million customers. This is a great way to do this, to get it started. Then you take 2.5 gigahertz, which has much more throughput, much greater potential and capacity and speeds. you could potentially see, you know, a nice concentration of spectrum, because there's a lot coming from Sprint. They could achieve speeds probably exceeding 5, 6, even 7 or 800 megabits per second on download if it is done correctly. I mean, there are some applications of 2.5 and 3.5 gigahertz exceeding gigabit speed. So, you know, if you do the network technologies correctly and you execute this the right way, I feel like T-Mobile can do quite a bit, and they don't really need millimeter wave. It has its place, don't get me wrong. You know, there's situations in heavily congested areas where the capacity is required, but on a nationwide scale, it's just not going to work, and that's what a lot of people question, and they see the problems that Verizon is facing with their 5G millimeter wave. So, you know, that's kind of my take on currently what T-Mobile's doing with their 5G, what we can expect. Let me know what you guys think of my take on what I expect to see from T-Mobile speeds with their initial 5G deployments and what we can expect to see in the future post-merger. Love to hear your thoughts and opinions. I just feel like this is a talking point that is now something that we need to bring up and discuss more often. And of course, in the next couple of months, as people get these devices in their hands, we're going to start to see more and more speed tests. We're going to start to see more and more devices become mainstream. I know the pricing is expensive, but trust me, people will be buying them. In fact, the SMT might be one of them. Might be time to start testing these things here on the channel. So give this video a thumbs up, share it if you like, drop me a comment down in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys want to see future videos. Maybe you want to see me get a hold of a 5G device. Go ahead and sound off in the comment section below. Love to hear what you guys have to say on the topic and these news and these developments in 5G. So thanks again for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I am the SMT, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.